Welcome back to the channel. This week I have been driving the 2025 Cadillac OPTIQ in its Sport 1 trim. Many have called the OPTIQ the Lyriq Jr., and I think that's a fair observation. It is smaller than the Lyriq, but it does a lot of the same things. Now, of course, the Lyriq rides better, it is way faster, and it has a ton more storage room, but with a bigger form factor comes a higher price. This one right here is going to run you about $65,000 Canadian, while the Lyriq in its Sport 1 trim is going to run you about $75,000. So in terms of Canadian dollars, that's about a $10,000 difference, which to some that might be quite a lot. So you get a lot of really good luxury EV experiences from the OPTIQ and a surprising amount of room for not that much money. Of course, I'm going to show you every single thing there is to know about the Cadillac OPTIQ. I'm going to show you the interior, the exterior, and of course a POV drive. Let's get into it. So first of all, under the hood of the Cadillac OPTIQ, you will not find a front trunk. You will find a bunch of electric components that include the front motor, one of which I understand nothing of how it works, but it does have a dual motor all-wheel drive mixed with an 85 kilowatt hour battery capable of 486 kilometers of range on a full charge. But I'm happy to tell you I've seen well into the 500s in my week with this thing, and it's been warm, so no really cold weather or anything like that, so that probably does help, but still into the 500s for a smaller SUV is a really good sign. It's capable of 300 horsepower and 354 pound-feet of torque. For fast charging, it is rated for 150 kilowatts, which is pretty competitive, somewhere in the middle. Not really slow, not really fast, just kind of right there. For 2025, it still uses the CCS port, but in 2026, you can use the NACS port that will come on the Cadillac OPTIQ. Also, I think in 2026 as well, it will see a horsepower and torque number increase, and that is always good news. But honestly, this thing is plenty fast, and you'll see that in just a bit. All right, so next up, let's take a look at the exterior for the 2025 Cadillac OPTIQ. Starting with the front end, got really nice daytime running LEDs. You got this whole grille here that obviously you'll see it more at night, lights up, looks very premium. There's a lot of similarities here between the OPTIQ and the Lyriq. If you were to put them side by side, you'd see kind of the inspiration there. But again, they are sort of the same vehicle if you ask me, just one's much smaller. You also have some cooling for the battery right down here. The piano black there, like you can see, is collecting bugs. I do have a front-facing camera as well as parking sensors, so that is always nice. Moving on quickly to the side profile here. It is in fact orange, so I like the black mixed with the orange. That looks really, really good. These rims that you see here are the standard ones that come with pretty much every OPTIQ right off the line, but you can get like a darker rim, and I think you can get them a little bit bigger as well. You've got these door handles that slide in and out. The charge port door is right there. It is the standard CCS port, but it is compatible with NACS, and I believe Cadillac are going to start making them or shipping them with the full NACS port. So some good news for some people, some not so good news for others. I don't know which side of the coin you want to say, but you can see here, look, because of the piano black, it gets very fingerprinty right here. I kind of left that just to kind of show, you know, my detailers out there, but I do really like how darkly tinted these rear windows are. Look really, really good. They don't let a lot of light in, and I do tend to like that. I like this decal here as well on the side. Kind of makes the tail light look all like it's bleeding into the side. Looks really cool. Back end looks very, very nice as well. You got your OPTIQ badge. You got your 500E4 badge, which basically is kind of like a little play. This is the torque number in Newton meters, but they kind of round it up. I think it's like 498 or something like that. So they round it up a little bit. Of course, no exhaust, no diffuser. This isn't very much of a sporty version of the OPTIQ, although it is the sport version. It's not like super sported out. You know, we don't have any crazy rear wings or diffusers or anything like that, but you do have like a little lip, a little spoiler. We'll give it that. There is no rear wiper here, but that's fine because you do have a digital rear view camera, so usually that's protected from most stuff, and I don't mind it at all. Next, let's check out the trunk space. So in order to do that, you got to press this little Cadillac button right on the bottom here. It'll open up the automatic tailgate, of course, and look how much trunk space you have. This is one of the things that really surprised me with the OPTIQ here. It is really, really big. And, you know, obviously the Lyriq is much bigger, but this is surprising. There is a little bit of floor, underneath the floor storage right here. There's some like little cubbies on the side there. Very, very good job. You even have the AKG speakers back here as well, which sound absolutely phenomenal, by the way. It just really, really shocked me, and it's not compromising the rear room, which you'll see in just a moment. So that's gonna about do it for the exterior tour of the 2025 Cadillac OPTIQ. Let's hop on the inside. All right, so first up, as usual, is going to be the backseat for our OPTIQ. You can see we've got some nice looking door handles right there, the aerodynamic ones. You open the door, you can see now I've got the white interior with these blue accents everywhere, and this really, really nice material. Like, it doesn't look that expensive, also doesn't look that cheap. It looks just nice. AKG sound speaker right there, really, really good sound quality. And one thing that's going to be really hard to show you on camera is just how much space you have back here. And no, it doesn't compromise trunk space at all. Like, it's super solid. I mean, I could fit back here no problem. My daughter's seat fits back here no problem as well. Like, it is just a great place to spend time. I mean, if you can't afford the Lyriq, this is going to be really, really good for just rear seat space. So let's hop in. Let me show you what I'm talking about, or try to anyways. So I'm 5'11". This is my driver profile right here. My knees are not even touching it. My feet have plenty of room to go under the seat. Like, I could spend an entire road trip back here, no issues whatsoever. Got vents back here as well, 2 USB-C ports, no heated seats or anything like that, but honestly, that's not a big deal, right? Like, I feel like there may be buttons here for that in a higher trim. We also do have a full outlet here as well. Very, very nice. I love the blue accents. I love the fixed one pane glass roof. Looks really, really good. You've got the AKG speakers all the way around. You've got 4 all the way around. You've also got this guy that's going to pull down nice and white as well. Obviously, if you have kids, the white surface might be more difficult to keep clean, but they offer a black one. And I think I've seen in some of the US models, they have like a blue one, like a dark blue one that looks really cool. I like that you can see the decal from the outside too here on that little pocket window there. Very, very cool. I think this is a very nicely done interior, and for the money, considering how much less it is compared to the Lyriq, this is a really, really good place to be. But let me show you what's up front. All right, so next up is the business end for our Cadillac OPTIQ. Here we go. So again, you can see nice white, huge blue insert. Looks really good. And I like the difference here. We got like a cloth blue and then like a straight up plastic blue. Very, very nice. You've got your seat controls over here, of course. I have the Sport 1 trim, so if you get the Sport 2 trim, something that will be included with that is ventilated seating. But I do have heated seat, and of course you still get massage seat, so very good. Take a quick look at the seats. That noise is going to go off the whole time. These things are like couch cushions. Let me tell you, they are so comfortable. This headrest is very plush, very, very premium. Exactly what you'd expect from Cadillac. Let's hop right in here so that noise can go away. You're greeted by an excellent looking steering wheel. Got the nice Cadillac badge, kind of like the blacked out one. You do have some touch buttons on your steering wheel right here for the Super Cruise, because you can see this bar here means we have Super Cruise enabled. You also have it for your volume controls and audio controls and stuff like that, but you do have some physical knobs here for your cruise control and your audio controls. And then you got this little paddle here. It's not for shifting gears or anything like that. It's more like a regen now button. And you can fully hold this thing with the one pedal driving off and stuff. Will bring you to a stop completely. Very, very cool. Over on the left-hand side, we do have some parking brake controls, the trunk control, the auto brake hold, and the illumination control as well. Then you have like a separate screen here for the left. This is where you're going to control your lights. A lot of people might not like that. Usually you want to do it on the turnstile, not here. But you can also see your trip, your layouts. You can change the theming of the gauge cluster as well, which is completely digital. So let's move over there where you can see exactly what that is. Oh, there goes the windshield wipers. You can see that I have it in tour mode, but you can have a sport mode too. You have different gauge themes. There's also an energy theme. There's a map theme. Obviously, this is Android Automotive built in, so there's Google Maps, a clean, and like an assist one as well. But I like the gauge one. Looks very cool. Shows me my efficiency, my battery, my range. You can see I'm sitting about, I think it's like 93% or something like that, probably 92 now. 474 kilometers. Pretty good, pretty impressive. You've got the normal kind of gear selector here that you're used to seeing on most GM vehicles now. Very, very nice. Over on the dash here, look, more blue insert. It's a blue plastic insert. No Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. I'll complain about it till I'm blue in the face. I wish we had both, but this Android Automotive, you got to give it to them. very good. Very, very good. It's got built-in Waze, built-in Google Maps, built-in Spotify. It connects very well. You can still make phone calls, right? You can still, connect yourself to the Bluetooth and then make phone calls. I won't click it because it doesn't hide the numbers. It'll show it, so I don't want to leak people's numbers. But they are all there. You also have a Wi-Fi hotspot that you do have to pay for. You got to kind of pay extra for that if you want it, or like it's a monthly subscription. It's got ambient lighting. You can see the charging stuff. I think there's like a charge now, charge later. The Cadillac account for this. You can schedule charging. You can do a whole bunch of stuff, preconditioning. All that's there. All that's normal. It's got different drive modes as well. It's got the Tour, Sport, Snow, and then a My mode as well. And then you can kind of see here what exactly is tuned to do what. And you've got like a bunch of quick access buttons here. The camera system is also really good, really impressive. Overhead stuff. You can see front and back very, very easily. No problem. This, like, if you're gonna make me use this thing, at least make it fast, and they've absolutely done that. It's quick, it's responsive, it's nice, it looks good, and it's easy to use. So that's pretty decent. And look, we still have HVAC controls, although there is a setting for it in here. You can go into the climate setting and kind of do a little bit more, but there's all the basic stuff that you would ever need here. Same thing with your heated steering, and it's right here, and your heated seats are right here. So you're covered here with physical buttons. That's not necessarily the issue here. I just wish there was Apple CarPlay if I wanted to use it. Lower than that, you do have an extra little like storage compartment. You do have two USB-C ports. More blue here underneath this compartment right here. A nice little premium knob that will allow you to control your infotainment display on the fly, so you don't have to reach over while you're driving. You can just kind of do this. And then you have a bunch of quick access buttons right over here that you can kind of just on the fly, boom, 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 do that no problem. I like the thing here. You're not gonna, like the trim here, you're not gonna get fingerprinty. It's really not gonna get that dirty either. If you have a towel, you can wipe that down once in a while if it does get dirty. You do have some storage in here. You've got some under storage there as well. That's a wireless charging pad right there. So your phone, my phone at least, slides in there very nicely. Some nice knobs for the vents and stuff like that. And of course the driver gets the same treatment as the passenger seat, so the passenger seat looks very similar. Very comfortable seats, like I said, and this AKG audio system is crazy, and it also uses the Dolby Atmos stuff, so it's like a crazy surround sound system, one of the best I've heard so far in any EV. Plus, add the fact that this is a very small cabin. We're sitting very nice. We are sitting very nice. Check this out too. Glove compartment, little button on the screen there, and it opens. It doesn't fire open. It elegantly opens. Doesn't like absolutely try to quick draw. It's just it's a very nice opening thing. Last but not least, we do have a digital rear view camera, which I always appreciate, especially in bad weather. Very nice to have. But overall, I have enjoyed my time with this Cadillac OPTIQ interior. Very usable, very functional, everyday driving in mind. That's all you're gonna do with this thing, and that is okay because it does it so well and like it's so comfortable. But let me show you how it actually drives. Let me put that GoPro on my forehead and let's get on the road. All right, on the road now, 2025 Cadillac OPTIQ in its Sport 1 trim. Very, very good week so far. I mean, we're pretty much at the end, so pretty much a very good week. I did have a shortened week because of Thanksgiving here in Canada, but still, I would have been able to get the gist of this thing, no issue. I mean, it absolutely is comfortable. It has enough power to get up and go. It, really, really smooth. Not as smooth as something like the Lyriq, but obviously for the price, this is a very smooth delivery in terms of its power and in terms of the ride quality as well. It's just very comfortable to ride around. These seats make a big difference. I mean, it's got some speed, like I said. It absolutely will go, but it's nothing that's going to put me back in my seat, right? Like it's a very controllable amount of speed, right? So I'm not too worried about it in terms of like overtaking slower traffic, getting on the highway, just general things like that, or having a little bit of fun. You can also do that. One pedal drive here is really, really good. I don't have to use it at all. And like I mentioned when we did the interior tour, we have this little paddle shifter here that I could pull, and it will allow me to, pretty much have full, really aggressive regeneration when you pull it. You can almost use it like a handbrake if you wanted to, which is kind of awesome. But that's something that's not exclusive to the Cadillac OPTIQ. I think the Lyriq has it. Most of the Cadillac stuff has it, or the GM EVs have this little tab here, which is cool. Handling-wise, it's obviously going to be very good. I mean, I've been driving around most time in sport mode just because I like the steering feel, or I've been using the My mode. But like, it's got a low center of gravity, of course. Batteries on the floor, gives us a ton of control, ton of stability, and I just generally really like the feeling of it. It rides super well through corners and stuff like that.
It's also got Super Cruise, which is obviously elite. I mean, you just put it on the highway and you let it go. Obviously, it has to be on mapped out roads, but I'm usually driving on the Trans-Canada Highway 40 or the Highway 20. So whichever one you want, those ones are relatively always mapped out, and the vehicle just kind of takes over for you, follows this lower traffic. Boom. It's a very, very good thing if you're going on a road trip, and the range isn't too bad either. You get just over 500 kilometers on a full charge, which is pretty impressive. But obviously I'm in a little bit more warmer weather. It's plus 12 out, but this morning it started off with like plus 3. Pretty cool, pretty cold out, and it still was showing me over 500. I don't know what happens when we start to get into the freezing temperatures and stuff like that. I don't know if the range will drop, but even then 500 is a pretty good place to start. Visibility is really good. I've got this digital rear view camera right here. No problem seeing out the windshield. It does kind of feel small, which is cool. It definitely doesn't act small though. It is a heavy vehicle, right? I mean, it's still got a decent amount of range, so that's a pretty decently sized battery. So you do kind of feel like the weight in the bumps a little bit more than, say, something like a Lyriq, because I don't think this has adaptive dampers or anything like that. But honestly, I really haven't noticed it too much. The one thing that you will notice is how quiet it is. You barely hear the tires, you barely hear the wind and stuff like that. And obviously this sound system is incredible. The Dolby Atmos system, wonderful. So having a quiet cabin and then an insanely good sound system makes for a really good audio experience for those who are into it. There's no heads-up display in my version, but honestly I found myself not caring that it's there, and honestly I could live without it. And sometimes you even turn them off, because some heads-up displays are annoying. I'm not saying that the Cadillac OPTIQ one is, because I don't know, I haven't driven it, but I'm not missing it. It's not a feature that I see spending extra money is worth it on. I think you could get this trim with the Sport 1 and you have like pretty much all the good stuff the Cadillac has to offer here. So I think that's about going to do it. It's a small vehicle and a small EV, so not a ton of stuff to go over. It handles well, rides really, really well, and it's hard to find something to complain about. Honestly, they've kind of nailed everything other than the fact that there's no Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. I wish I still had the choice, although this baked-in system is really, really good. The Google is there, the Spotify is there. I mean, that's if you're a Spotify user. If you're an Apple Music user, well, you're SOL. To just adapt or, don't buy the Cadillac if that's something that's super important to you. But even then, you can still connect your phone via Bluetooth, and you can still stream your music from Apple Music or wherever you get your music from. So it's still a doable and viable option. But, if you're really somebody that depends and really likes the look and the layout of the Apple CarPlay, well, the Cadillacs are just not going to be for you. And that's just not for the OPTIQ. A lot of the Cadillacs now, absolutely not. A lot of GM products, absolutely zero Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. So it's just kind of the way of the times. Either join them or don't buy it. And honestly, it's a good enough system that if you get used to it, or if you can live with it, you will learn to love it, and you will love it. It's fast, it's responsive, and honestly, I've never had any problems with it all the times I've used it so far this year. So really good remarks there. And yeah, that's going to pretty much do it. If you see the hype button, I know some of you do, some of you don't. If you see it, please press it. And if you press it and you hype the video, let me know. I'd love to actually be able to thank you personally in the comments. I just, for people that do that for me, I want to, add an extra layer of just thank you, because it does a lot. If you don't see it, a like will suffice. It will do just as much. The engagement really, really helps here on the channel. So whatever you can leave, I don't want your money. I just want your likes. I say that all the time, but that's going to go ahead and do it, as we're at a red light here anyways for construction, although there's nothing moving. It's going to go ahead and do it for this video of the Cadillac OPTIQ. I'll see you in the next week. See you in the next car. Take care.